Welcome to the installation for all these headphones, and probably a lot more. You might want to pause this and have a little look to see if your model's here. Before you do any installation or anything at all, make sure you watch this video through one time so you know exactly what needs to be done. Alright everybody, welcome back to the channel, and today we're having a look at replacing ear pads for Sennheiser HD598. Now, before we get started, I just wanted to say, even though the video is titled Sennheiser HD598, it actually applies to 15 to 20 different sets of Sennheiser headphones. But today we'll be using the 598 CS headphones, and I also have a set of the PC360 headphones. Same installation. I'm going to do it on one set, and then we can see how it goes. Now, if you've bought our ear pads, our new ear pads, we have two different kinds. We have the Protein PU and the velour. So we've upgraded these. We've made them a bit wider in thickness on the sides and a bit thicker in general. And also the foam is much softer. So these are much more comfortable than what you tend to get with Sennheiser. They have ear pads like these, and you can see this is just normal foam. It bounces back really quick, it's really thin, etc. So depending on the set you have, you might have something different. You might have, like, this is like a Alcantara off of the 598s, or the 598 CSs I should say. But we have them in velour and in PU, and you're also going to get a set of these foam scrims. Now, some of these headphone models that are in the description that this ear pad installation will work with, they use these foam scrims. Other ones do not. So if you look at the PC360, you can see it doesn't use a foam scrim. It actually has this little, like, plastic covered in nylon type scrim, and it's actually snapped in place underneath some plastic little teeth. So if you have a newer model of headphone from the description, you're probably not going to need these, but if you have an older one, you might need them. So they're there if you need them. Alright, before we actually try to remove the ear pads and install them, I just want to show you kind of what you're dealing with here. If we look at the PC360s, the way the ear pads actually attach is they use a lock ring system. So you can see on the back of the AHG ear pad, there's a blue plastic piece that goes underneath this little skirting bit right there. So we've made ours blue because that's our color. But on the original ear pad, you might have something that looks like this. So you can see that it's a black plastic ring that goes underneath this black plastic type skirting. Now, you do not want to remove this. That stays in the ear pad. If you take that out, getting it back in is really big pain in the ass. And you could break it, the plastic rim. So we want to look at that so we know how things attach. That inside, so looking at this one, it's easier. This inside of the plastic piece of this lock ring, it's called a lock ring. This is what's attaching the ear pad to the headphone. So if you look at the actual earphone, you can see here is a little clip, another one there, another one there, and the inside edge of this right here is what's going to fit underneath those clips and snap it in place and keep it secure. So let's give it a whirl. Alright, so I have a set of HD598 CS. These are somewhat new, maybe a couple years old. Looking at removing the ear pads, two ways to do it. Number one way, you can do it by just simply gripping on the underneath inside of the ear pad and with your fingers and then with your thumb, and just pull them off. If you're worried about doing that for whatever reason, you can also peel back the ear pad so it's like that, and then you can see that little lip. Well, you get a dull table knife and you put it underneath that little slot that you've just made where it's lifted up, so it looks like that. Oops, where is it? You can see it there. And then all I'm going to do is just lift up gently. And then it comes off, no problem. Now, if you have an old set of headphones, you might want to check them out and you might want to clean them. I got these off eBay and they're used and I have not cleaned them and they're pretty gross. So I don't plan on using them anyways. But yeah, if you have this type of scrim, obviously there isn't a replacement for this type of scrim inside covering the speaker. So you're going to want to clean them while you have the ear pads off. Alright, so just one more tip on the installation. Obviously you have these clips where you're trying to fit the lock ring underneath. You can see them all, the 8 of them. When you are applying pressure to the actual ear pad that is going on, you want to remember where those clips are, because if you're going to actually get that lock ring underneath those clips, you want to be applying force right above the actual clip itself. That's going to be the easiest way for it to snap in place. If your clip is right here, you can see that one there, and you're applying force right here and here with your fingers, it's not directly on top, so it's going to be harder for that to snap in place. So just have a look at it, you'll have an idea as to where things are. You know, there's one at the very top and bottom, and then one at each corner, and then one on each side. So it'll be easy enough. If this video is helping you out, Monty the AHG dog wants you to smash that like button and share it with a friend, because this is how he gets more biscuits. Don't forget that 60% of the time, it's a great idea every time to subscribe and hit those bell notifications and stay in the loop with all of our news, reviews, and how-tos. Right, so attaching these ear pads can be a bit of a pain. If it's your first time doing it, you might struggle. Anytime it's your first time changing a set of ear pads, no matter how easy they are, it can be a pain. So you might need to try it a couple times, but it will go on. Now what you want to focus on here is, obviously we have our clips on the headphone that I showed earlier. Where are we? So there's a clip there. There's 8 of them in total going around, and that's what the inner lock ring, inner part of this lock ring is going to clip underneath and hold the ear pad to the headphone. So the easiest way to do this is actually to get the ear pad, and you're just going to try and get the one edge of the ear pad slotted in and under one side. So because you're not trying to attach the whole ear pad at one time, there's a better chance you can get one side in, and you want it nice and flat. You can see here where the ear pad is lifted up here. Where is it? There it is. You see it lifts up there, whereas over here it's flush with the headphone plastic. That's what you want. That means it's in place and underneath the clip. So to actually apply the best pressure to this plastic ring, the plastic ring is the focus. So you want to actually peel the foam and the PU leather away from that plastic so you can get direct pressure on top of it. And then you just push down, and sometimes it pops in, but sometimes you have to push down and outwards on the ear pad, because that clip is obviously, or that tooth of that clip, you need to get the plastic ring just past it and under it. So now I have half of the ear pad in, pretty much. Probably 3 of the 8 are in place. So there's still going to be another clip up here, and then 3 more over here. What you want to do is turn them around. You want to focus on the top first, because the more clips you put in, the harder the last clip will be to put in. So you do not want to be having this clip at the top as the last one, because then the headband's in the way and it's an absolute pain. So you're going to go to the top first, and you're going to do the same thing. You're going to push that that foam and that leather back and push down onto that plastic rim. That's gone in there. And then we're going to go to the next one here and do the same thing. Let's zoom in on this. Whoops. So we have the edge of the headphone, the edge of the lock ring, and we're going to push the leather away and the foam away, and we're going to push down and then again in the middle. There we go. Going well. We have that one. And now we know the last one is right here. And that's good because it's at the very bottom. There's nothing in the way. However, it is the last one, so it might be a bit of a pain to get in. So let's see. Lucky, got it in. Right, so that one is on. Right, let's get the next one. So, same thing as last time. We're going to get that edge, slide that underneath this side first, and try and get that nice and flat so we know it's underneath those clips. So that one there is... There we go. Give it a little push. So we're good. That is flat. Ready to go. Flip that around. And we're going to go at the top first. So pull back that leather. Now you do need to secure the pad the whole time you're doing this so it doesn't fall out of place. So you want those fingers holding here and here, wherever you can. That's in. Good. Do it over here. Oops. See, now this is becoming a bit of a pain. So now I know I have to push out while pushing down. Got that one. Got that one. And got that one. Now, you will need to push quite hard. Once you get around to those last two, it is going to be harder to push them in. So you do need to push. You will need to push down and outwards on the pad, and you will need to push probably, medium, maybe a little bit above medium force. Other than that, though, that's what it looks like afterwards. And you're good to go. You've just watched this whole video. Congratulations, you've qualified for the Monty bonus. Get 20% off your first purchase at accessorizedglobal.com. Simply use the code AHG20OFF at checkout.